Hey, I'm Kyle, and this is the Movie Spreadsheet, where I review, rate, and rank movies based off some simple criteria, and then, without any buildup, I give you the rating and ranking up front, cut the video, give you a little spoiler alert section, and then justify the ranking with spoilers and my thoughts in that second half. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about Echo Valley, which is streaming on Apple TV, and it has an overall score for me of a 5.3, making it movie number 227 on the spreadsheet. Honestly, this is a movie that I will never think about again. This is a movie that sits in that low fives, high fours, those ones that kind of don't stand out at all, besides, Julianne Moore. But I guess, Sydney Sweeney's in it too, but this is really about Julianne Moore. Let me tell you, if I had one word to describe this movie, it would be slow as the dickens. It is slow and it moves at a snail's pace, because I'm going to say slow again. Slow for like an hour and 5 minutes. And then they're like, oh my, maybe we should make something actually happen. And then something happens and it picks up. But I can't even tell if that last third of the movie is decent or if it's just the first 2/3 are so slow and bad that it makes that last third seem amazing. So this is one that I probably would pass on, but I will say, full disclosure, this is one of those movies I got off those lists online that are like 5 new movies to stream right now that are good. And then you watch it and everyone is just like, no, 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 no. Echo Valley, no. All right. Remember, comment below movies you want me to watch. Comment below if I'm right or wrong. Like, subscribe, share. Obviously that helps. And stay tuned for the spoiler section where I'll talk about this movie more somehow, because, it's really uneventful. But thanks for watching, and check out the next one. Let me justify the 5.3 rating of Echo Valley by starting it with a 4.5 rating for entertainment. This movie is slow. I've already talked about how slow it is. Why is it slow? Because I don't really know what this movie is trying to do in the first hour. We've established the fact that Sydney Sweeney is into drugs, or a drug addict. Her character is. We've established the fact that she's not trustworthy. The parents are separated. Julianne Moore is, obsessed with horses and really cares about her daughter. And that's what we know. We know there's 2 really bad guys in the movie, right? And that's it. And the last half an hour is good. That's why it gets a 4.5 rating instead of like a 0. But if I switch this over now to achievement of goal thriller, this movie is not a thriller. And even if the end is, because the whole switch of the bodies, and is she going to do this? Is she going to kill the horses? Is she going to burn the barn intentionally? All that kind of stuff. That's all good. But if we don't have any build to the suspense, then suspense is completely irrelevant. And I feel like I've watched a lot of movies recently that have been labeled as suspense or as thriller, and there's no build up to it. It needs to linger. Alien Romulus is a great example of this, right? It's like the scariest part of the movie is when you don't know what it is, when the face huggers in the water, and that scene is just over so quickly. That's how I feel about the end of this movie, is if you did a better job setting it up in that first hour, then the last third would be phenomenal. And now if we move into ending, that last third is really good. I give the ending an 8 out of 10. It's really what's carrying this movie to be a movie north of 5 on the spreadsheet and into the 200s and not a 300 movie. Ending was good, but was ending only good because the first hour sucked so much? Maybe, but generally it was solid. It just felt like a really good ending with a really bad buildup. So that's why it gets an 8 instead of a 9 or even a 10, honestly. Length, 9 out of 10. I mean, again, I think there's issues with pacing, and I think if it was more speed in the start of the movie, if it builds a little bit faster, yeah, we have a better length. But, if it's going to move this slow, it needs to be a little bit shorter. My final comment about this is simply, the big note that I wrote down about this movie is I don't know who I'd recommend this movie to. And that's a rare thing for me to say. Based off of, if you liked Presence, I would say, hey, check out A Ghost Story, right? Or if you like the Ghost Story, I'd say, hey, check out Presence. I don't know who I'd recommend this movie to. It's not really about addiction, because the last half of it kind of proves that. Maybe if you like the main evil bad guy, say watch About Time, because it's a phenomenal movie. But generally speaking, I don't know who would be in this movie. And that's all I got. So Thanks for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Really comment below. If am I right? Am I wrong? Give me a thumbs down if I'm wrong. I don't care. Give me a thumbs up if I'm right. Whatever. Okay. A couple more reviews coming out really quickly. And remember, watch movies, start a spreadsheet, and catch you later.